side of COVID. So there was no attempt whatsoever to delay or derail that process at all.
Yeah. Chair, your statement. You see, Chair, by the time the nominee was being appointed as an acting DG, there was no proper board in that organization. As you said, her appointment came from the ministry. She was appointed by the then minister, Musheru. That is what is on record, Chairman. Unless otherwise she can give us proof that it is the board that appointed her. You have a board appointment or something. The fact of the matter is, at that point in time, there was no proper board that was properly constituted.
Chair, if I may, the State Corporations Act has some remainder powers which provides that where there is no board that is sitting and able to make a decision, the State Corporations Advisory Council kicks in for purposes of business continuity. As I indicated earlier, I was appointed by SCAC, and SCAC acted rightly in making that appointment given the circumstances and the situation of the day.
So these board members were acting on behalf of SCAC when they issued this statement in November 2019? Yes.
SCAC made the recommendation. Then we had a sitting chair, and we had the board members who hold office by virtue, who hold board membership by virtue of office. These are the representatives of the ministry, the representative of the treasury. These hold board membership in the authority by virtue of office. So those ones are permanent members.
Do they constitute quorum?
Yes.
But they did not constitute quorum. So the appointment by SCAC, made, as I indicated, on exceptional basis, is the one that was made under the State Corporations Act, because we did not have a quorate board.
Chair, the procedure of appointing the Director General of Communications Authority, you know it very well, Madam.
Yes.
SCAC has no role there. The procedure is well stipulated in law on how to appoint the board members of... I participated in crafting the Communications Authority Bill in the 11th Parliament. And it was a very rigorous and very well public participated bill, I remember, under the chairmanship of Honorable Jamle Kamau. So how to appoint the Director General of CA and how to appoint the board members of CA are very clearly stipulated in that law. So anything outside that is an illegality. And I know you're a senior lawyer, and that is even more senior, the chair.
Yes, so just to follow up on, she has used two words interchangeably, that she said first she was appointed by SCAC, then she said she was recommended for appointment by SCAC. So which is the correct position?
Okay. So allow me to really clarify this, because it is indeed not an illegality, and I would wish to clarify this. In April 2019, some members, the term of some members of the board expired and was due for renewal. New board members were appointed, and there was litigation challenging the appointment of the new board members.
Was that Kembe or Githuku?
That during Gituku's tenure. So upon that court order arising from that litigation, there was no sitting board, there was no quorate board capable of sitting and discharging the business of the authority from April 2019. The DG Wangusi's term came to an end at the end of August. There is still no sitting board because there is no quorum. What is to happen in a situation like that? This is where the State Corporations Act kicks in, because in the event of an inability of a state corporation to discharge critical business such as this, the state corporation kicks in because it is a critical shareholder in any state corporation and ensures business continuity. So it is on that basis that SCAC made a recommendation that I be appointed to hold
you are right,
during that time.
Chair, through you, she's right, but the chair, still the state corporation could extend the term of Wangusi, then prepare or appoint a proper board now to appoint a substantive DG. There was some machination there, Chairman.
But that she can't answer that because she was not the board. But you have to explain, Mercy.
Yes.
Now, SCAC recommends, as Owen asks, recommended to who to appoint you? Because you've said SCAC appointed you.
Yes.
Then you later said SCAC recommended your appointment.
Okay. So when SCAC did the recommendation, this is addressed to the a principal secretary, because government is the majority shareholder of any state corporation. So it was in that capacity that the PS ICT, I believe then it was PS Jerome Ochieng, together with the chair and the other board members who sit by virtue of office, then appointed me to hold fort.
The chair had gone.
Ben Gituko was sitting.
Okay.
Yes, and that is how I was appointed. I just wish to clarify, Chair, that I did not hold fort through an illegality.
Now tell us, Mercy.
Yes.
What do you understand to be your duty as Secretary of the Cabinet?
So I had some other questions. Should I?
Okay, then finish answering.
Okay, all right.
Follow the
so
chair.
The other question was on my position on the DMS, the device management system. Chair, this system, the DMS system, was aimed at enhancing security and quality of standards for consumers. And the objective for the DMS was to identify all devices that use mobile services in Kenya and to enable users to verify if the device they were using is genuine before purchase. I know that there has been a narrative about it being a spying gadget. We all know that technology has immense capabilities, but every technology is formatted as fit for purpose for a certain reason. And this was to get rid of the counterfeits that come into the market that are not value for money for a consumer. And at some point, the DMS system was a subject to litigation. And at the Court of Appeal, the court found that we could carry on with the implementation subject to carrying out extensive stakeholder participation, which we did from the middle of last year to date, and the matter is pending at the Supreme Court as we speak. The last question was that I have dealt with boards that are smaller and are comprised of sector players. How will I handle a board of 24 and largely comprised of politicians? Chair, if I may indicate, yes, indeed, I have dealt with boards of 11 to 13, which is the typical state corporation board. The membership and the cornerstone of the membership is actually diversity. So this is not a homogeneous board. It does have diversity of skills, diversity of experiences in order to bring value. I